All right, we are in here for a stream, albeit 20 minutes later. So we've got a Christmas song this week. Let me ungroup the drums here. The drums are grouped for some reason. So it's a kind of a cover, kind of not a cover. So it's Sleigh Ride, but in the style of the Beatles. So it's kind of set over Lady Madonna. If you ever seen like the Fab Four, it's a Beatles cover band. It's kind of something they did back in the day on their Beatles Christmas album. We've got full drum kit, bass, electric guitars, piano, lead vocal, and then a stack of background vocals to deal with here. If you do want to mix along with the stream here, if you do want to mix this song, you can click the link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description, and you'll be able to download the multi-tracks for this song completely for free. The song is called Sleigh Ride. You'll be able to mix along with the stream here with those multi-tracks, or just use them for your own mixing practice as well. So let me find a good area of the song here where we can kind of jump into the track. We'll loop this chorus here. Let's see how everything is looking there. That looks okay. I like that the kick drum is bigger in the choruses, so I want to pick one of those. The first chorus looks pretty good too. Yeah, that seems okay. The second chorus just has guitars and everything in it as well. We might have to jump back and forth between the choruses and the verse to kind of get everything set. I'm going to start at this first chorus, at least for our drums. We're going to mute everything out here. Two guitars. I do have my mix bus processing in as well. I will show you that here before we jump into the kick drum, and we'll have to look. I don't know if the bleed is cut out of our toms. We might have to go through and do that as well. So on the mix bus here, console shaper running the drive at 0 there. No noise, no crosstalk, just the drive turned on at 0. I've got the fat channel on the mix bus as well, running it as my mix bus compressor. Just threshold is set at negative 1.6 there, 2-to-1 ratio, 30 millisecond attack, 100 millisecond release. About a dB of makeup gain, because that's all we're going to be doing there is 2 dB of reduction with this unit here. Just gluing everything together. And then the soft tube tape machine I run at the end of my chain here on my mix bus. Pretty close to default, just color up to 5.1. I run it on the B setting, the B type here, because it feels the most warm. And then 30 inches per second there. Let me pull the main down 6 dB, because on my actual mix bus here, I do have a limiter bumping everything up 6 dB with a ceiling at -1. That's just giving me a little bit of that mastering limiting while I am mixing, so I don't get fooled by any balance changes or anything. Let me take a quick look at the toms here. We will have to go through and edit out the silence on the toms, but let's get working here on the kick drum. All right, limiter in place first here. We might be able to set it around -12 there. I'm thinking -11. So let's take a look. That seems to be okay. So end of chorus 3 is kind of our biggest peak right now. I don't see anything bigger than that. Oh, there was something right there. That doesn't bother me though. A little over 3 is fine. I'm gonna roll off a touch of bottom here. A little bit of ringing there. and then some compression. Speeding up the release there. That seems to be fine. Doing about 8.5 dB reduction there. 30 millisecond attack lets our initial transient pop through. 70 millisecond release moves right in time with our kick drum there. 3-to-1 ratio. Now I'm going to go back. Now we're going to boost some top end. And then some bottom here. So if you don't have this natural kind of scoop in your EQ curve on your kick drum, that's something you want to try and achieve in recording. But if you're not achieving it in recording, if you're not EQing on the way in during recording, you can just take a big scoop with your EQ while you're mixing. But that's just something I usually do during recording, so you're never seeing me scoop all that out there in mixing. That seems about as far as I want to push it there. Our snare drum is the heaviest definitely in this verse here. I'm going to go back just a little bit here, so we'll go to 8.5, and then I'm actually just going to double down on the limiter, and we'll go maybe 10.5. I'm actually going to come down all the way, negative 11.5. A little bit of ringing. Then compression here. All right, let's get some top on it. And then a ton of mids we need here. Nice. You can see I brought up the high pass filter on the snare drum a little bit more there, because the harder he hit it here in these bigger sections, it felt like it had more bottom end than in the lighter sections. So I wanted to even that out by rolling off a little bit more and then boosting here on the back end. We've got some hits that really come through. This is so much limiting on the snare drum, but I'm doing it anyway. That's so much limiting on the snare drum. That is ridiculous, but we're going to keep moving here. I'm going to solo the toms, and we are going to put in, or we're going to do a little bit of editing here to get rid of the bleed. So I'm going to flip to mono. So I'm just going to edit out the bleed on our 4 toms. I should probably group the toms here, so let's do that real quick. Put a little fade here on the back end. And actually, I'll do that next, but I'm probably going to, in these sections where he's riding on the floor tom there all the way through, I'll probably gain down the other toms. It's something I've been doing regardless anyway in tom fills after editing out the silence, or not the silence, editing out the bleed. If there's tom fills that I get up to, because I usually just add little fades like this, where there's toms that aren't playing, I've actually been gaining them down. To me, it just lets me boost a bit more top end. So just editing out where the toms aren't, and then fading in and fading out. It lets us do a little bit more work on the toms without exaggerating the cymbals. The same way I kind of like to isolate the low end to the kick drum, I like to isolate the cymbals to the overheads. The less places you're getting information from for a particular source, the better. So for here, I'll do that when I come back, but like I was saying, I'll probably gain down the other toms that are open when he's hitting the floor tom there in those verse sections. Oops, 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 oops. I don't know if it's just me, but I still can't get used to the little dot fades in the new updated Studio One. I don't know what it is about them. All right. So now what I like to do is I like to go through and I like to edit the volume on these guys. So in the verses here, this first verse is just floor tom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the first 3 toms and just gain them down a little bit. It's going to save me some trouble later. And then this guy, we're going to give him just a little bit of extra energy there. Cool. Next fill is just this second tom. So the other toms I'm going to gain down. And then we'll check the volume on this guy. He looks good. I like to shoot for all of them around -12. That way I can mix them on the group bus without messing with levels. Same thing. Floor tom could just use a little extra. And then that first tom hit is way louder than the second. Better? These first 3 toms don't hit at all. That's fine. Cool, all of our toms hit here on this fill, so let's check all of them. This first one could just use a little bit extra. And we got that new, so this is just a small side tangent. We got that new Sennheiser 421, the mini one they started making. I like it because it matches the rest of the Sennheisers I have on the toms. I have regular 421s across the other 3 toms, the other 2 racks, and the floor. But this first tom, since it's a smaller tom, we got that mini 421 for it. My only issue with it is it catches so much more bleed than a normal 421. You can see all of the bleed here on it versus the other toms. So that's my only issue with it. I just find it strange. Side tangent there. Third tom could probably use a ton more energy. Maybe not, just a couple clicks. Yep, and then our floor tom. Excellent. We've got this little fill going into this verse here, so what I'm going to do is fade the first toms here, and then nuke them on the back end. This guy can come down. So you saw how much bleed was there, and that Tom's not even playing. Cool, this can come down a little bit. And this can come up a little bit. Cool, let's throw the floor tom back in. I do want to see if maybe we can fade this guy in. Those are a little bit heavier than everything else, but I think I'm okay with that. Everything looks okay there except for this first tom. Cool, same kind of roll here in this final verse. I do like to leave them if I'm not editing out a piece, just for the extra ambience they have. Let's see where that guy's sitting. Come down a little bit. All right, toms are looking good. I do like to save a quick little layer in case I ever need to get back to them. So we'll duplicate layer, call it edit, close it up, and then bounce these guys to match with the rest of the drums there. All right, now let's get our toms in place here. I think I'm gonna mix one of these fills here, and then we'll focus on the floor tom writing in the verses, where the instruments played live. They weren't tracked live together, but nothing is programmed or MIDI or anything like that. All the instruments are live. They are tracked live off the floor, not live off the floor, but they are all tracked live, just not at the same time. Most of this is one person. The piano, the vocals are all me, actually, and then the guitar, the bass, and the drums are my brother, actually. So, toms. Gonna pull out some of this muddiness there. All right, now I do want to hear the verse section for the floor tom. Cool, let's check our overheads here. Pull out some of the muddiness here, around 400. See how our toms feel. And then here's our room mic. I love this thing. If you're not recording with any external pre's, this is my first recommendation, is that you get one for vocals and that you use it to crush drum room mics. I just have a mono room mic up in the back room, and it's just for vocals, but I leave it on when we track drums, and then I actually run it through a Warm Audio, their Neve preamp, their WA73, and I just crank it up and crush it a little bit. And this is how I use it. I roll off the top end, roll off a little bit of the sub, pull out the mids. I want to push the snare more, but let's get the verb in. Bass, we've got some peaks here. Always going to have some bigger peaks when you're mixing a McCartney bass line. Bass, going to pull in the bass level here. I am curious if we could just throw a limiter at the front of the chain and catch some of those. Not enough. I think I'm gonna crush it anyway. I do want to catch those with the limiter because it's only compressing those right now, and I want to... So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a limiter at the front of the chain here, and I'm just going to grab some of these bigger peaks with the limiter. So if we pull it all the way down and maybe push 3 dB in. I'm actually going to try, if you've ever seen that pensado trick, I actually love that pensado trick. So let's pull it down a little bit more. Let's go another 3 dB and see where we sit. That's way too much. Are we crushing it with that first limiter there? So let's see here if we go... And we just grab some of these peaks and notch them down. I don't want them to be hitting 7 like that all the time. This is going to be so tedious, but I'm going to run through here and grab some of those peaks and maybe just gain them down. I want a little bit more evenness out of the base here, so let's pull this guy up. And just any of these guys here. So that guy jumping out 7 dB louder than everything else is ridiculous. Same thing there. Might nudge that down as well. Pull this whole section down. 3, let's see where we sit there. So some of those bigger ones I'm going to notch down. Everything moving 3 dB right now is fine for me because that's kind of where everything is sitting. But that one note coming out 7 dB harder than everything else is a little ridiculous. Okay, so this first note definitely needs to come down. And then this back half, so I want the compressor to be working more evenly on everything else. So some of these notes that are just way out of line pushes the compressor too hard on one individual note. That's not what I want to happen. That one wasn't too crazy. 1 click should be fine. This is just a shortcut I have that knocks everything down by 3 dB. So that last note's fine. I think that middle note's fine. I'm gonna knock this down. I do want to pull this first note down a little bit, I think. That's a little much. That intro piece was a little heavy. I might pull this note down a click and this note down a click. Let's see if that sounds too edited. No, that sounds fine. Those ones that jump up close to -5 on reduction are okay by me. I don't intend to push everything too much harder. So that's fine. All right. I might save this as an edit. So I'm going to ungroup those guys. We'll save it as an edit. We can see how far we've come there. Cool. And then I'm going to merge and bounce that so we have a final bass to look at. Dynassist. I've never used Dynassist. Is that Melda or who makes that one? I've never heard of that one, but I've seen a lot of people use what's the one from Waves? The MV2. Or there's always Bass Rider too, if you don't want to go in and do it manually. And then actually what I think I do, what if we just knock everything up there? I'm happier with that. A little bit of mid-range bite and then some top end. I actually am going to pull in a multiband here because he's moving so much. I want to control the bottom end there so it's not moving around too much. A German company. Oh. We'll go 20 to 1. I do want to look at just our bottom here. Noise works? Noise works? Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. Thank you, Michael, right? Yeah, thank you, Michael. So I'm sure you can tell what Beatles song we're working at here. Now, normally I would pull out some low mids here on this. I think I'm going to leave them in because before. All right, let's start getting these guitars in here. I want some lows on them. That, I don't know what it is about this Everest C100A compressor, but it does something to the guitars. Take a listen one more time. Without. It does something that I like. You know what? These are a pair. I'm going to mix them together. There's a little lead guitar we threw in here to kind of replace the saxophone. All right, here's our vocal.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside.
So I actually, something I just want to say, I've seen all those little clips from Help Me Devon, I think it is. I love his channel. I love those short clips he's been posting from the podcast. I saw one this morning about using less compression, and
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh.
I use so much compression, and I just can't stop.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too.
So there's something to be said for over compressing, and I do use a lot of compression, especially on vocals, especially on bass and on kick drum in particular. I use a ton of compression to get the track to sit right inside the mix, but especially on vocals and on bass, I love the grit you get from pushing really hard into the compressor. If you're using a stock compressor, or if you're using something that you're not trying to get the color from, you definitely want to keep in mind that you don't want to push the unit too hard. You don't want to squash your vocal or squash your bass guitar. But if there's color to be gained, if there's character to be gained, then by all means, push harder into the unit. So that's kind of my philosophy there. Over compression is definitely a problem. So if you pull back on your compression, you're going to get a more open, you're going to get a bigger mix. But with something like this, I like pushing harder into the compressor.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting ting. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too.
A little bit of top here.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you.
Pushing a little bit of this 3K area to try and get the vocal to cut.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside, just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting. sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely
And money
weather
one.
with you. Sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two.
All right, that's feeling really good. Let's take a look at these background vocals.
Sleigh ride for fun.
I think that's the section I want to look at. Actually, these at the end are probably the best to look at right now.
Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride together with. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you.
So this is one of my favorite things when mixing background vocals. To me, the king of mixing background vocals is always going to be Joe Gilder over at Home Studio Corner. If you haven't checked Joe out, if you've seen my channel, you've probably seen Joe's channel. But Home Studio Corner, him mixing background vocals is the highlight of anyone mixing background vocals.
Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. It's lovely weather for sleigh ride together with. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you.
I might put a little bit of de-essing on there.
Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with. Lovely weather for sleigh ride to. Lovely weather for sleigh ride together with you. 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 Lovely weather for sleigh ride together let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
All right, so the last thing I'm going to do here before I do any kind of referencing or anything like that to make sure my ears aren't totally off base here is I'm going to listen on the mains in the room here. So I'm going to switch off of my headphones. I'll mute my mic here, which will actually give you a break from the heat vent that's been laying into the mic all afternoon here. So I'm going to give my ears a little bit of break from the headphones. We're going to listen on the mains here in the room. I might make a couple tweaks along the way. Then we're going to reference, and we should be able to wrap this track up here. If you've been following along so far, if you've just jumping in here, you can download the multi-tracks for this song. Link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. You can download the multi-tracks completely for free. The name of the song is Sleigh Ride. On the page there, you'll see a whole bunch of multi-tracks available for download, as well as the link to the video stream for each of the multi-tracks. You can watch me do a whole bunch of mixes. You can follow along with the multi-tracks, or you can just use all those different multi-tracks for your own mixing practice completely for free. So I'm going to go back to the beginning here, and we are going to flip to the mains in the room here. I'm going to take a listen this way. So I'll mute my mic here, and we are going to take a listen through the song.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Let's go, let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. For a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
All right, so a couple things that I want to attack here listening on the mains. There's a whistly tone in the vocal that I want to try and find here real quick. And then maybe a little bit of balancing on the background vocals there. They sounded really good at the end. They sounded good in the chorus here, but the last line of the chorus had something that was popping out there. So we're going to take a look at that. There's a couple lines here at the end just on the vocal that I want to take a look at. So I'm going to do some weird boosting here on the vocal, and it's probably going to get very irritating. So I'm going to mute my mic here, and I'm just going to loop the mains around this section, and we're going to work on the vocal here.
We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are... We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus and sing a chorus and sing a chorus or and sing a chorus and sing a chorus and sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus and sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus or two. Come on, gliding along with it. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's we're gliding along with a song of a wintry. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. And sing a chorus or and sing a chorus or and sing a chorus and sing a chorus or two. Come on and sing a chorus or two. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, we're gliding along with a song of a wintry fair. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song of a wind. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks on. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song. We're gliding along with a song of a. Let's take that road before us and sing a. We're gliding along with a song of a. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks on. Giddy up, let's go. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairy. We're gliding along with a song of a. We're gliding along with a song. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairy. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Sleigh ride for fun. Sleigh ride for fun. Sleigh ride. Sleigh ride. Sleigh ride for fun. Sleigh ride for fun. Sleigh ride for fun. Sleigh ride for fun. Just hear those sleigh bells jingle. Sleigh ride for fun.
There's one more frequency there, I think, so let me find it. The vocal sounds great. There was just that one little notch there that I needed to take out. There's a couple here that ring on the long note at the end of the chorus here.
Sleigh ride for fun. 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 Just hear those.
That is it. That was the frequency, though. So let me show you those two notches. On the lead vocal, there was a little bit of pokiness going around right at about 4K, 3.99K. So notch that out as narrow as we could go with the Q, pulling out about 7 dB there. And then on the background vocals, when they held the sleigh ride for fun, that last note there, same. It's actually the same point, 3.99K, pulling out about 7 dB there. So something about my voice ringing at that frequency is just not making the speakers happy here. So just notching that out, and that's fixing that. Let me mute out the mains here. We're going to switch back onto the headphones here, and we'll see how everything is looking. I am going to change the volume here because I'm going to pull in my couple reference tracks, and we're going to listen against the song here. Now, where I want to loop it is the question.
Giddy up, let's go. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is...
That's probably where I want to keep the loop, at least for the vocal. But I think I want to try and get... Actually, you know what? I can probably check the drums there as well. So
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together.
All right, we're going to check the super, super lows here first. So it'll be our kick drum and our bass guitar. So just 50 hertz and below, going all the way up here. So if you are looking at subs, if you are using subs, oh, keep that in mind. We're going to be super, super loud here on the bottom end. So you might want to turn down here. 50 hertz and below, we're going to look at the couple reference tracks here. Just want to hear our kick drum. I'm gonna pull it back one more notch there on the kick. Okay, move up here, 50 hertz to 100 hertz. I want to push just a touch more on the bass here. And I'm happy with that. All right, let's move up to the super, super highs here now. I like to get the drums in first usually before I go for the vocal. It's like a foundational thing for me. Push a little more top end on the kick here. That works for me. Pulling a little bit of top end out of the snare. That's better. Vocal sounds great. Awesome, awesome. Let me check the wide here. See where we're sitting. Might pull a touch of brightness out of the vocal. Kick is fine. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's keep moving here.
Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together.
Just a little bump there. That was all we needed. I feel like I should pull the guitars back a little bit, but I'm going to see how they fit back when we throw everything in again. Because we're louder on the sides than in the reference tracks. We're not trying to copy the reference tracks here. That's why I'm saying we're going to take a look at it once we throw it back inside the track, because obviously we have different instruments, a different singer, different kit setup. I'm a different mixer than on the reference tracks. So it's not about copying the reference tracks. It's about using what you know about the reference tracks to know how your mix is going to sound out in the real world. All right. See, that sounds fine to me. This is why I left the weight in on the piano earlier, because there's nothing there on the guitars. All right, last little frequency range here, 100 to 250. All right, I'm going to keep the volume up here, so I'm going to shift everything on the stream so you guys don't get blown away here as I turn off the EQ. And we are going to take a listen through the entire track here after referencing. The only thing that slightly worries me there is the little bit of lacking of low mids on the electrics, but that's fine. It kind of gives it that little bit of Beatles feel, which I'm okay with. That's why I left the vocal drier as well. I mean, we have that. I'm not going to play too much of the original track there, but I played that little bit of snippet. His vocal's very, very, very in the front there. I don't want to put too much depth on it, but let's take a listen here through the entire track.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go. Let's look at at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
That's feeling pretty good. I think I am solidly happy with that. Put some fades here on the bass and on the toms. I mean, they were printed when we bounced the toms. There's nothing there. Let's make sure the fade at the end's okay. And I want to see if I can extend those just a little bit. How far can we pull these out? Just to there. All right, that feels good. Let's make sure the start point is okay. There's nothing hanging over here.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too.
The only other thing I'm thinking is maybe on the snare, is yeah, just at the beginning there.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring.
I thought I liked it, but I actually kind of dig it back where it was. I thought it was bothering me. I thought it was too much, but it feels okay. All right. That is our final track there. We made a couple little tweaks. Oh, I didn't listen to... Let me listen to the guitar solo one more time.
With you.
Just bumped it up a half dB there, but everything else is feeling really, really good. I am happy with how this track has turned out here. If you've been following along with the stream, awesome. But if you want to download the multi-tracks for this song, remember there's a link at the top of the chat or at the top of the description. The song is called Sleigh Ride. You can download the multi-tracks completely for free. There's a ton of other multi-tracks on that page, as well as links to the streams that go along with them. You can mix along with all of the different streams, or you can just use the multi-tracks for your own mixing practice as well. Thank you so much for hanging with me here on another stream. I hope these are helpful for you. I'm trying to keep up with them every week here. Sometimes I have actual clients in studio on these days. That's why I missed last week. But we're back this week. We should be here maybe next week. What's next week? Next week is Christmas Day, so probably not next week. New Year's Day, maybe. We'll see, but this might be the last one of the year. If it is, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you in the next stream very, very soon.